Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, as usual. If you guys even remember who I am, or if you remember me making Steam Deck content and you liked it a few months ago, or a week ago, or you watched me last year doing Steam Deck stuff, welcome back. Big news from Valve today. So I'm just sitting here watching The Mist, Stephen King shout out there. And so then I get a ping on Twitter, and it's Steam Deck, and I've got the Steam Deck notifications turned on just in case they do anything like this, literally. And it said Steam Deck OLED, and I like double glanced at it. I was like, Steam Deck OLED? Is that a thing? And it literally was a thing. They've literally just announced a Steam Deck OLED. You can order it next Thursday at 10 AM Pacific time in America and 6 PM UK time. I'm really praying that they've got units to just be able to ship out. They're not gonna like run into any out of stock kind of things like they've had in the past where they've had to wait weeks and stuff for it to get shipped, and then yeah, they've done it like in a rollout kind of thing. I'm really hoping, because it's kind of very similar. There's only a few minor tweaks which we'll go into. I'm going to do a deep dive on it quickly. But yeah, it looks to me like you're going to be able to place an order next Thursday, and hopefully they'll end up shipping it out within the week. And fingers crossed they've got enough units for everyone who wants one. We'll have to wait and see. I really don't want to get on the website at 6 PM and have to fight people to get it, because that would be a nightmare. I absolutely love my Steam Deck. You guys all know the channel's dedicated to the Steam Deck. I've dabbled into a few other things like the Ally, which is amazing as well. No shade on the Ally, I do really love playing that as well. But OLED is absolutely amazing screen tech, and having that in a handheld is amazing for the Switch. I've got the Switch OLED down there. It's amazing. The Switch is a little limited now. It's a bit past its day. So if we can get the Steam Deck OLED in its place, that would be so good. OLED screens are just night and day difference between LCD, and all of these handheld PC systems are all pretty much LCD panels. They're decent refresh rates. They're 144 Hz now on the Legion Go, 120 Hz on the Ally. It's really nice tech, but most games don't really support that at the resolution. They're not powerful enough, but like, it's still an LCD panel, so you're not getting the infinite contrast you would with an OLED panel. So yeah, I'm just going to run through a few of the options and kind of some of the stuff that they're doing with the OLED. Fingers crossed, I'll keep you guys posted. I can get one ordered on Thursday next week, and then we'll test it on the channel, do a load of benchmarks and stuff, see how much better the battery life is, and just see how good the screen is. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited, guys. I'm glad Valve are doing something a little bit different with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's amazing, so I can only imagine this just being even better. So yeah, let's dive into it. So two new options. So we've got the Steam Deck OLED at 512 gigs and the Steam Deck OLED at 1 terabyte. So they're offering 1 terabyte storage now, so that's interesting. Most Steam games are absolutely huge. If you want to play like GTA 5 on your Steam Deck, you're having to take up a whopping 100 gigs of data. So it's like most PC games, you know, are just absolute mammoths and will take up a lot of your storage now. So it's nice, they're offering a terabyte. That pretty much takes over the 512 regular version, so it's the same price. So in the UK pounds, that's £569. I think the dollars is like 649, but I'm pretty sure 649 was the OG 512 price, if that makes sense. They've kind of just swapped that around and given you more storage and a better screen. So that's cool. The 512 gig OLED, which is probably the one I'm going to try and get hold of. I don't really need the extra 500 gigs. I'm not that fussed about the storage. I normally just install games, play them, then uninstall them, so it's fine. Yeah, so that one comes in at £479. I think that's in the region of like $540, $550. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but yeah, it should be around there. So basically what's new with the OLED is the screen. So it actually fills the borders now, which is awesome. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if I turn it on, the Steam Deck now has like quite a decent chunky board around it. So the Steam Deck now has quite a chunky board around it. Like, there is no difference in shell size in the new one. It's literally the same shell, just a screen replacement. And I believe it's a little bit thinner and lighter. I know it's lighter for sure. They've mentioned that in the release. You can see here the board is quite fat, so basically what they're doing is they're extending it like more, so it's literally on the edge of each side. I think you get an extra 0.4 inches, which is awesome. So bigger screen as well, which is cool, but the same form factor. So it's a win-win really. Like I said, Better battery life, they're putting in a 50 watt hour battery life instead of the 40 watt hour the Steam Deck has. And I find the Steam Deck battery life is pretty decent. Like, you can mess around with the TDP so much with the Steam Deck, you can really squeeze the battery life out of it. If you're playing something like Celeste, it decides to come on now. You're playing something like Celeste and you really don't even need the power, you can just drop it to like 4 watt TDP. You can't do that on the Ally and the Legion. They're limited to like 10 watt is like the lowest it can do, or 7 watt is the lowest it can do. So you can really mess about with like the battery life and stuff on the Steam Deck. It's nice. So knowing that it's got an extra 10 watts of battery life available to it in the battery is really cool. Plus the OLED screen, which will like give you an extra bit of battery life because it's technically not having to light up the whole screen all the time, which is awesome. They have now got a different APU as well. They've modified the APU so it draws less power, which is awesome. So all of them combined will give us, they're saying on the Steam Deck page at the minute, 3 to 12 hours of battery life. 3 to 12 hours of battery life. That would be insane. If we can squeeze 12, like maybe if we're running Celeste, you're playing a playthrough of like a 2D indie game or something, you might actually be able to squeeze 12 hours out. That would be insane. So we'll see. It does say 2 to 8 hours on the older one though, so I don't think I've ever got 8 hours out on my Steam Deck. So it's there's tons of variables in that, so like the screen brightness and everything like that, Wi-Fi, whatever. But 3 to 12 hours, that's awesome. Happy to see that. So faster downloads, they've got a Wi-Fi 6 card in there now, so you should be able to download games really quickly. I'm not sure if the router actually has to support Wi-Fi 6 in order for them to kind of speak to each other and get faster downloads for you, but it's cool. The tech's there, so if you eventually upgrade your system at home, you're going to get faster download speeds on the deck. So that's just a good longevity kind of thing. Like I've said, the actual main difference is the OLED screen. That's going to be a huge thing. The contrast in OLED, no backlight bleed to worry about, which is a massive thing. I hate backlight bleed. Hate backlight bleed with a passion. Biggest pet peeve of mine. I've got some kind of OCD when it comes to like looking at LCD screens and picking out backlight bleed. It's so frustrating for me. So that's why I love OLED so much, because it just is non-existent. The contrast is so good. I'm just imagining myself playing like Limbo and Inside now with these new OLED panels. Looks so good. They do run on the Switch, but 30 FPS, and I don't know if the graphics are as good, so it's nice to have an OLED screen on a general PC handheld. Other than that, guys, I think that is pretty much all the updates for the new Steam Deck OLED. Let me know in the comments if you guys are planning on picking it up or you planning on trading in. I don't know if they're going to offer like some kind of trade-in service so you can trade in your old one and get the new one for a discounted price, potentially in the future. Or if not, best sell it on eBay. I know the prices for the Steam Decks are going to go down on eBay now, so you might not be able to get as much as you would normally, but if you want the OLED screen, it'll be worth it in the end. And the extra battery life is huge. It's a handheld console. I don't always want to be sat with a charger plugged into it. So, and I always have a weird thing with, is it damaging the battery anyway? So yeah, awesome stuff, guys. I'm excited. Hope you guys are as well. Some Steam Deck content coming soon on the channel. I'll let you guys know if I manage to get my hands on one, and hopefully they have no shipping issues or they have limited versions of them. One more thing, the US, you guys are lucky. US and Canada get a limited edition. It's a terabyte and it's like a transparent version. Showing it on the screen now. So enjoy that version. Lucky bastards. Sadly, the Europe and the UK don't get that version, but yeah. It looks clean, so enjoy it. Other than that, guys, speak to you guys soon. Fingers crossed on the pre-orders, and yeah, see you guys next time.